Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And what's going on around our country is this whole issue with ICE and illegal immigrants and their arrest. So now we're seeing not only did it initiate in Los Angeles, and there were tons of protests with ICE going there and even the National Guard, and there are real controversies about how the ICE agents are wearing masks and are capturing and detaining individuals under strenuous and stressful situations, not addressing themselves as ICE agents, and it's a scary moment out in our streets. But ICE agents are not only going after farm workers, manufacturing workers, or what you would call low-wage workers. ICE is even going after professional folks. And whether you're a doctor, lawyer, judge, or even a superintendent of a large school district, ICE is coming after you. And in this story, it resonates because the ICE arrest of a leader of Iowa's largest school district in Des Moines, Iowa. Yes, ICE came after and arrested a superintendent of the largest school district in the state of Iowa, in Des Moines. And what precipitated and led to this? There's a lot of controversy going on in Iowa because of this. A lot of people have said they really love this superintendent, and he's been doing great things with the kids. But it begs the question, of course, when he ran and became when he applied to be the superintendent of the Des Moines school district, of course, we know the school board had to do some kind of background check and vetting. But it begs the question, in a background check, will it say whether you are in the United States illegally or not? Of course, it's going to talk about arrest, convictions, felonies, child incidences. But does a background check let the employer know if you are in the United States illegally? That begs the question. So let's get into this story. This is ICE arrests leader of Iowa's largest school district, saying he was living and working in the United States illegally. Federal immigration agents targeted the well-liked leader of Iowa's largest school district in a traffic stop last Friday and arrested him after he fled into the woods, leaving educators and community members stunned. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, said Des Moines, Iowa's public school superintendent, Ian Roberts, was in the country illegally and had no work authorization. Now, this is a very peculiar story because here he is. This guy's not hiding in the woods. He is right here in plain sight, and he is the superintendent of the largest school district in the state of Iowa. And they're saying that he is working here in the country illegally without a work authorization. This is a very peculiar situation. Roberts, who is from Guyana in South America, was considered an ICE fugitive because he was subject to a final removal order issued in 2024, the agency said. So they're saying that he was issued a final removal order to leave the U.S. in 2024. Nobody was aware of it. And was he even aware of it? ICE said that it targeted Roberts for arrest by initiating a traffic stop on Friday while he was driving in his school-issued vehicle. After he fled, officers discovered his vehicle abandoned near a wooded area. He was eventually located and taken into ICE custody with the help of Iowa State Patrol officers. Roberts was brought to Woodbury County's jail in northwest Iowa late Friday afternoon, according to jail and ICE records. It was unclear if Roberts had an attorney to represent him. Phil Roeder, the district spokesperson, said he was supposed to meet with Roberts at a school event on that Friday evening, but Roberts sent a text saying he could not make it. Roeder said he got a video call from Roberts soon after and watched police officials, ICE officials, detain him. Roeder told the Associated Press that the district has seen nothing that would suggest that he's not a citizen. The district said on Friday afternoon that a third party was hired to conduct a comprehensive background check on Roberts, and that Roberts completed an I-9, which requires workers to represent documents showing that they were authorized to work. District officials also stated they had no knowledge of an order of removal issued in 2024. So this is where it gets into some questions from a legality standpoint. As we all know, when you apply for a job, you're going to fill out an I-9, a work authorization, in no matter what city or state that you're in. And it would beg to question whether if a person is here illegally, would that even show up, let alone this removal order. So this is all new legal language, so please follow it. Even this removal order that was issued last year, who was made aware of it? Was the school district, or was even Mr. Roberts aware of it? Roberts, who also described himself as a longtime gun owner and hunter, was in possession of a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a fixed blade hunting knife when he was arrested, ICE said. This should be a wake-up call for our communities to get to the great work that our officers are doing every day to remove public safety threats. This guy is the superintendent of Des Moines, Iowa School District. Is he a public threat? ICE enforcement and removal operations regional official Sam Olson said in a statement, how this illegal alien was hired without work authorization, a final order of removal, and a prior weapons charge is beyond comprehension and should alarm the parents of the school district. I'm not sure that him working in a public atmosphere and he has no history of harming children, that this man was a threat if he's a superintendent of the Des Moines School District. They say that Roberts is an experienced educator. Des Moines school officials said that they were still gathering information about the situation, which they call legally complex. This is why I'm bringing this up. I said that earlier. This is all about legal nomenclature. They described Roberts as a dynamic leader who connected with students of all backgrounds. Jackie Norris, school board president, said Roberts has been an integral part of our school community and who has shown up in ways big and small. This is from the school board president, Jackie Norris. A longtime leader in school districts across the nation, the 54-year-old Roberts began his term as the superintendent of Des Moines schools in July 2023. In that position, he oversaw a district that serves more than 30,000 students and nearly 5,000 employees. The State Board of Educational Examiners issued Roberts a professional administrator license in 2023, which remains active. So the state of Iowa has to take some ownership for this entire debacle that has taken place with the superintendent, Mr. Ian Roberts, and this detainment with ICE and his work authorization, and was he here illegally? His pay, he earned $270,000, his annual base salary, according to his first contract with the district, which was in effect until June 30th of this year. Republican Governor Kim Reynolds was made aware Friday morning that Roberts was in custody, according to her spokesperson, Mason Morrow. Reynolds was in contact with state and federal authorities. This is the governor of Iowa. In a joint statement, the presidents of unions representing teachers and other school employees in Des Moines and across the state said they were shocked by Roberts' detention. They described his compassion for all students of all backgrounds as a beacon of light in one of the state's most diverse school districts. Before coming to Iowa, Roberts had previously worked as a superintendent of the Mill Creek Township School District in Pennsylvania. So he's been in academia for quite some time. The man is 54 years old. He even worked here in St. Louis for a bit. The district said in an email they were aware of the reports but declined further comment. Roberts is a son of immigrant parents from Guyana. A biography for Roberts listed on the district's website says he was born to immigrant parents from Guyana and spent much of his childhood in Brooklyn, New York. So he's been in the United States forever. Coppin State University's website features an alumni profile of Roberts, who graduated from the school in Baltimore in 1998. In it, Roberts said his father immigrated to the United States in the 1980s, and his mother immigrated in the early 2000s. So he has been sitting here in plain sight. This is not like he crossed the border. This situation makes no sense, and he's a positive contributor to society by educating our children who are our future. I said that Roberts entered the United States on a student visa in 1999. The next year, he competed for Guyana in the Olympics in track and field. So this man has been a public figure for the last 25 to 30 years. In 1999, he even competed in the Olympics for Guyana. But they did say he pleaded guilty to a gun infraction. ICE pointed to a prior weapons charge for Roberts, but provided no details. Court records in Pennsylvania show that Roberts pleaded guilty in January 2022 to a minor infraction for unlawfully possessing a loaded firearm in a vehicle, and he was fined $100 plus court costs. The case stemmed from a citation in Erie County issued the prior month by a Pennsylvania Game Commission officer who stopped Roberts as he was finishing a day of deer hunting on state lands. Roberts said at the time he was a long-time licensed hunter and gun owner, and that he left his hunting rifle on the seat of his vehicle in plain view to ensure the officer did not feel threatened during their interaction. This is during this traffic stop. He said that he was shocked when the officer cited him for doing so, but that he pleaded guilty to avoid any distraction. He questioned whether his dark skin may have played a role in the case. He said, "I may not appear to be the type of man who would enjoy deer season in Pennsylvania, but in fact, I am, and I have been hunting for more than 20 years. That's what Roberts wrote on his social media post back then. Roeder said the district was aware of the 2022 charge and it had been addressed early on. So that showed up in his background check and they addressed it. It was the second time in 2 days that an aggressive action by ICE. This wasn't the first time. This is another incident happened in Iowa by ICE that shocked local officials in Iowa. On that Thursday, agents in plain clothes who only identified themselves as federal agents tackled a man at a grocery store in downtown Iowa City, pinning him to the floor and handcuffing him as shocked shoppers looked on. A crowd of people gathered Friday evening outside the federal building in downtown Des Moines to protest Roberts' detention. People also gathered Friday in Iowa City to protest the detention of the man in Iowa City. So they here again, the ICE agents detained the superintendent, Ian Roberts, on his way to a school event on a Friday evening. And on a Thursday, the ICE agents tackled a man in a grocery store, knocking him to the floor and detaining him and arresting him. This public foray of masked ICE agents with military garb on and guns going after people and snatching them out of the street. I tell you all the time, our world is going headed towards complete chaos and disruption. The unforeseen will become seen and the unbelievable will become believable. That is where we are living in today's time. There is, from our federal government in Washington, D.C., all the way down to our cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, Oakland, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Atlanta. There is a lot of chaos and disruption that is taking place, and we need to have an uptick in our positive humanity foray for having a positive and prosperous society. Public safety is at risk with all the violence that is taking place throughout our cities. And this scenario with these ICE agents is causing a boiling point and a certain level of hysteria for individuals that are not only being captured in public by ICE agents, but look at the individuals that are going around shopping at the mall, at the grocery store, or just out in public, and then seeing this kind of detainment that is taking place like we live in a third world country. This is America. We're supposed to be a first-rate country and the leader of the entire world. And we are operating in this kind of military martial law, do as I say, semi-dictatorship that does not make an ounce of sense. So not only are ICE agents going after farmers, factory workers, Hispanic folks, but you could be a high professional, a corporate leader, a school superintendent, and if they think that your immigration status is not right, they will be coming after you next. Tell me what you think. This has been the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth.